Hey, this is Odie. It's the day after Christmas, December 26th. It's 80 degrees here in East Texas. The sun's out, but luckily it's already kind of over that direction, so it's a little bit shaded. I'm out here in my garden today because I have finally, for the first time, grown cabbages that made a head bigger than a baseball. And so I'm gonna come harvest them today. We're supposed to get a freeze come Monday night maybe, and I'll be gone all day Saturday and Sunday, so I wanted to harvest my cabbages. Now, they survived the last freeze. I actually covered them up with one of these green tubs, and I have two different plots. I have this plot of cabbages that you can see when the freeze come. I put hay all around the bottom. I also watered them ahead of time. I heard a lady that she owns she sells fruit trees, and she told us that right before a freeze, if we would go water the base of our fruit trees, it would help them not freeze, which was kind of like, that's weird to me, but hey, she knows what she's doing, I don't. So I thought, well, maybe the same thing applies to these cabbages. Now, I know they're cold tolerant, and here in East Texas, it's been very warm this winter. We haven't had a lot of freeze, and if we did have a freeze, it would only be maybe 4 or 5 hours and then get back up. So it's possible that all this, what we didn't make a difference anyway, because the cabbages are hardy enough to withstand the freeze. But they did not wilt. I didn't have any leaves wilting or any burn-ins or anything like you would expect after a freeze. But these cabbages right here, these are the ones that really did well. These are two different beds. I had some earlier in the season, last spring, I planted some vining vegetables here, and I think I had some maybe some marigolds in there, but I went ahead and watered these and put some straw around it. I also had put straw down in this prior to planting the cabbages. So I'm excited. I've only planted 6 plants, but they all made it. Now, one plant, the bugs they loved it, and I let them love it. As long as they're loving that plant and not my other plants, I let them be. But that's what we're doing. So I just cut my first head, and for anybody that grows cabbages, this is nothing to you, but for those of us who are new to some of these plantings, it's a big deal. So here we are. We have my little cabbage, and I cut the head so you can see it's just attached right down here, and there it is. Look at that. So I'm extremely excited about this head of cabbage, and the other two right there are gonna make, because what I'm gonna make is sauerkraut with them. And I made sauerkraut one time, and it was delicious, and it was with a little, and then I grew a little head of cabbage, and it was a little bitty. My others died, and I tried it with that, and it did not make it. It actually, I guess I let too much air get to it, didn't have enough salt, I don't really know. But my goal is to make sauerkraut with these. Now, I asked around, look at all these beautiful leaves. I would hate to just not use them. And so I was told, and maybe some of you that are better than me at this, and of course I'll Google it, that I could take these leaves and chop them up and cook them just like I would cabbage in a skillet. And I love cooked cabbage, so I may do that with the leaves. I'm gonna do some more research and make sure that's okay. But anyway, that's what I'm doing today. So I'm gonna take my cabbage here. I'm just gonna put it in my, let me tell you, I've been really babying these cabbages, and I walked out here today and this entire fence was laid down, and that rooster and that rooster were in my cabbage patch eating, and they will eat your cabbages up. So they were over here, thank goodness. They had not made it to those. But let me show you the difference. Now, let me tell you the difference in the beds. This bed had different things planted in it than the other one. This bed gets morning sun, and it'll get sun all the way until probably midday, and then it begins to shade off. This one, it gets morning sun, but not as much, because it does have other plants, or it did, in front of it. And it's directly up under these cedar trees right here. Not cedar trees, these are actually like blue spruce. We got them from the Christmas tree guy. And I planted these here, and they did not get as big. Now, they get shaded real fast, okay? And maybe that's the reason. I also think the soil quality is not as good. I think what I put in this bed starting out, this was my last bed to build, and I think the soil I put in there was a cheaper soil. It wasn't that good. Whereas with this one, this bed, I had more compost in it, and different things growing. So these actually did a lot better, and I'm proud of that. But I mean, I did have a little head there, and I have a little head here. Now I'm gonna leave these. This is the one that look at that. So the insects devoured this one, but they're kind of on the outside edge, but they're pretty much leaving these two alone. Isn't that crazy? So let them have it's what I say. I'd rather lose one than lose all three, or have to sprinkle something on them to save them. So I'm very excited that I've got at least three good cabbage heads, and I'm gonna make sauerkraut out of those, and I'm gonna check out and try to make something out of the leaves. So if you grow cabbages, or you know about that and you've used the leaves, leave me a comment. That would be great, because I hate wasting it, you know what I mean? That bed right there, I've got to, everything's died off finally from the freezes. That was basil, purple basil and sweet basil, and then I had jalapenos. Those jalapenos, they lasted forever, but I need to cut all those off. And then this was okra that the first freeze got, so I need to cut them down and just amend my my area here, getting ready for the spring. I'm actually going to take these panels and I'm going to fence around out a little bit further out, so I can make my garden area larger and more out from under these trees. And I may make that tunnel right there made out of cattle panels longer if I can get it together. This little fencing right here, it has done the job. The chickens will not jump up on it. And but it's loosey-goosey, and it was meant to be temporary, and it's getting where it falls, and they're getting in my garden now. So I'm okay. The babies are over there. I'm okay with them in that part of the garden right now. They're just kind of loosening the soil up. They're depositing their manure in it, and I'm okay with that for now. But I certainly didn't want them over in this part of the garden. Now, let me tell you what I learned about this before I let you go. This little old fence, it only comes up like to my waist, and I'm 5'2". And what I watched and learned is that if you put a railing on your fence, chickens will jump on the railing, and then they'll get nosy and jump in the garden. But chickens will not go from the ground like these over into here. And because it's so thin, I guess they can't eyeball it very good. It doesn't look sturdy, or they don't really know they don't have the perception to figure out where it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy regular good gauge wire that's similar to this, so they can't get in. I'm not going to use the chicken wire because we have cattle. And I'm gonna do a larger garden area so I can spread out over the years, but I'm not gonna put a top rail on it, and we'll see. The funny thing is this right here. Now this is weird to me. See this right here? You know, they can sit on that all day long, but they do not jump over it. They don't jump on it. They don't get up on it. And so I haven't figured out why yet. I don't know if it's because it's green and it blends in, or I don't even know. I mean, if they would just do that all day, I'd be happy. But you see, they really want to get in. Chickens will destroy your garden, like destroy your garden in a matter of minutes. You can see they've been scraping over there. Luckily, I come out here to get my cabbages and caught them, or they probably would have ate all of it. Okay, anyway, I wanted to share with you my cabbage harvest, so I'm going to take this baby in, and I'm going to cut the other two. I'll show you. Look at this one. That one's pretty nice. It's got a few bug marks, but I can live with bug marks. Let's see if I can get it. See right there? Now, this one's not as big. I may leave it. I may leave this one. And I may take this one in since the bugs are eating it. And I may leave the other two. I think that's what I'll do. I'll cover this one up for the freeze like I did last time. I don't know if that helped, but it helped my feelings. Okay, I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. And some of us are still doing Christmas. You know, we did some Christmas Eve. We did some the day before Christmas Eve with different family members, especially if you have a large family, or if you have, you know, families that are split up and, you know, you have tons of members. And so we're doing a little bit of Christmas today, and then tomorrow we'll go have a Christmas with the other side of the family, where there's lots of kiddos. And then I think we'll be done with Christmas after tomorrow. So we love Christmas. It's the time of year we remember our Savior was born, and that was the ultimate gift. And my son was born 28 years ago on Christmas Day. So to me, those are the greatest two gifts I could get. And so we try to keep that in mind, what Christmas is about. And it's not about gifts and spending money. It's about family, and it's about the gift of love, and it's about the gift of redemption. And so I just encourage you to dive into your Bible, or if you don't have a Bible, or you don't know someone, you just really aren't into religion, I encourage you to seek out and find some people around you that you know are, and maybe start visiting with them, or go to their church, or heck, you can even get online and follow some people. You got to be careful who you follow. Make sure they're really, you know, preaching the actual word and not adding their own message to it. But God meets you where you are, and you don't have to be perfect, and you can mess up every day, because we're going to mess up every single minute. We just have to know that's what we're going to do. And without Jesus, there's no hope. But with Jesus, he's forgiven those sins. And to be close to him is to mean to be blessed. So I just want you to be blessed. So, okay, I'm going to go. I'm going to quit gabbling. I'm going to go do my sauerkraut. Maybe I'll film that for you too. All right, if you know anything about those leaves, let me know. Give us a thumbs up. I'm going to try to get back in the groove of things. I'm also a realtor. I know I probably don't look like a realtor, but hey, we all look different. I do have another station called Tracy Max, East Texas Living. And I just have just listed a house, and I put the stuff on there for it. So if you ever think about moving to East Texas, you want to live in a neighborhood, I just listed a house. You might check it out on that site. All right, you have a great day after Christmas and a great weekend. And if I don't get back to you, you have a happy new year. And we'll see you in 2026.